the last of the Shadow People series. So this is part 4 of Shadow People series. If you missed the first 3, those episodes are on my YouTube channel, and so all you have to do is put in Kathryn Kauffman on YouTube and go under the playlist on my channel for Facebook Live on Monday nights, and you can watch the previous 3 episodes. So the thing is going off here. There's a bunch of people joining, so I'm going to do a few shout outs here really quick. Hey Dave and Arthea and Mindy, Georgia Dixie, hey, how are you? And John Philip Young, special shout out to you. Magnolia McCombs, Kyla, Chastity, and Kyla Bondi Montgomery. Hey Yasmin and Eden and Chantel and Angie, nice for joining me tonight. Thanks for joining me. And Sheila. Happy Monday, you guys. Happy Monday to Periscope, Instagram, and Facebook. So to recap a little bit on the other 3 episodes, we did go over all the different types of shadow beings, the theories about shadow beings. We did discuss that some of the shadow people were not negative at all, but were actually positive and sort of guardians, if you will. So basically, you have to go on what the general feeling is when you encounter a shadow person. Tonight, for the last episode, we're going to go over 7 things that you can use to defend yourself against shadow people. So, hey, Instagram, there's Johnny and Kendra and Jesse. Shout out to you guys. And Periscope, hey to you guys too. So have you ever encountered a shadow being, and what did you do to defend yourself against a shadow person, especially if they're negative? Hi to Tasha and Paige. One of the things that we already kind of talked about in the first 3 episodes was the importance of not sleeping on your back. That was the number one thing that precipitates you to some kind of, or any kind of psychic attack, was sleeping on your back. For some reason, sleep paralysis, they say it's sleep paralysis, but the accounts are too specific and too entity oriented to say that that's true in most of the cases. Now, I probably will go with there's a minority of the cases that are true sleep paralysis, but what I think is that I would say most of the sleep paralysis can be induced by the entity. It's sort of like getting hypnotized, and you're especially prone to that when you're asleep and you're not in control of your aura. Before we get into this really quickly, I want to go over sleeping on your back. So try to sleep on your side. If you can, sleeping on your stomach is just as good. You could use like a big long body pillow, and that may keep you from turning over on your back, especially if you put it down the length of your back to where you can't roll over. Now, I know a lot of people with breathing conditions will have to sleep on their back, but if you have had a lot of problem with shadow entities and getting attacked in your sleep, please try not to sleep on your back. So let's see who else is joining in. Hey to Sarah and Diane and Bruce. Special shout out to Bruce. Nice to see you on here, Bruce. Randy, Eric, Merlina, and Angie. So Angie says, I don't, but both my daughters have been held down. Wow, Angie. If you want to, you can private message me and I can give you some things to do, or you can take notes on tonight's episode, and maybe you could use some of these techniques to protect your daughters. Hey, Lorraine and Tammy Simon. Thanks for joining me. So the first thing, don't sleep on your back. Try to sleep on your side. Put that long pillow behind your back to keep you from rolling over. That's the number one thing. Number two, do a house cleansing. If you don't know how to do a house cleansing, there's a ton of information online. If you want a Kindle book on it, I have written a Kindle book, step-by-step process on how to do a house cleansing, why we use what we use, the different things that you can use in a house cleansing. You can kind of make your own type of ritual, and I think that actually works better for most people, is if they, read about it in my Kindle book, all the different ways to do the house cleansing and to kind of fashion your own. Thanks for the likes and the hearts. I appreciate that. And then the ritual kind of means more to you, and it has more energy, and it is more effective. Hey, Angel Campbell, Melissa Begley, and Thomas Meeks. Hey to you. And Tammy. Hey, Tammy Simon. And Jennifer Hickerson. Hey, girl. So, if you want to get that Kindle book, it's I think it's like $4.99. Go on Amazon and type in Banishment of Negativity, or you can just type in my name as the author, and it will come up, and you can go in and read all about it. And so that's the first thing that you need to do, besides don't sleep on your back, is do a house cleansing. So when you're doing the house cleansing, it's really, really important to go into those corners where the shadows are, and go ahead and clean that out really, really well. Hey, Michael Robichaud. So a lot of people don't do this, but I do this in every house cleansing, is I will leave either a main window or a main doorway open so that the energy or entities can move. What we kind of do is corral the energies or corral the entities towards that exit, and then seal that exit off. So, hey, Barbara, nice to see you on tonight. One of the things that you can do is to put up, once you do your house cleansing, that doesn't keep them out. That just gets rid of them for the time being, and they can always come back in. So it's really, really important that once you eliminate the energy from your living space, that you want to put up a protective grid to keep things from coming back in. And placing or putting down a protective grid is a whole nother episode altogether. If you want to read about it, you can Google some things about protective or gridding a house. Just put crystal gridding a house, and you will find some references on that. I will be doing a video on that probably next month, and I'll be showing you step by step how to put this grid down. So if you're patient enough to wait on me, I promise I'll get a video to you on that. But that's number 3, is placing the protective crystal grid in the home. And so basically what you're going to do is either take quartz crystal or big chunks of apophyllite and put them in key points or key triangulations throughout the home. And then it's a mental exercise where you connect those crystals once they're consecrated, and it creates an energetic grid within the house that becomes protective. So we have some comments here. Angie says that she leaves an exit window and sages the corners and the closets, and then sea salts the property. That's a really good way to do that, Angie. And that's probably one of the best ways. I do use a lot of sea salt and kosher salt in cleansings, specifically because the crystal holds energy longer and it lasts so much longer than just saging a property. and the reasons why I go into in the book Banishment of Negativity. So once you've got your home cleansed, then you're going to set up your protective crystal grid. So the protective crystal grid was number 3. And now I'm going to present this to you, but I don't necessarily believe that this is true. One of the references that I looked at said that dabbling in the occult or kind of dabbling in paranormal things such as ghost hunting and stuff like that can cause shadow entities to appear. I don't necessarily believe in that, because a lot of us got started in this business by kind of dabbling in it and just having an interest and, investigating that. Now, so what they suggested on this particular stuff that I researched was that you get proper training in these areas and not play around with it or dabble in it. I don't necessarily believe in that, but I'm going to present it anyway, just so you have all the information that I gathered. Number 4 in defense against shadow people is to clear the clutter from your house. There are more shadows produced when there's more clutter around, and I feel like the shadows that are produced by the clutter allow these things to multiply. So let's see, Tammy Smith has joined, and Melissa says the video's fading in and out. I'm sorry, you guys. On my end, it's perfect. There's no stuttering or anything on here, or it's not stopping. So hey, Christina Bishop. So you guys chime in and let me know what your feed is like right now. So yeah, if you two big things on clearing the clutter is you're going to get rid of the shadows, a lot of shadows, and 2 is you're going to have more organized positive energy. Negative energy loves chaos. And so the more clutter and disorganization that you have around in your home, the more negative energy gets stuck in that. So if you clear out the clutter and clear out the mess, the energy becomes more organized and positive, and that eliminates a lot of shadow entities. So clear out the clutter, organize the mess, and that will put a lot better energy in the area where shadow entities cannot abide. Now, classically, shadow people love the closet area. And if you've ever investigated a haunting or paranormal activity where kids are involved, they will tell you the boogeyman is in the closet. And you know what? They're probably right. The reason why entities love closets, basements, attics, and abandoned rooms is because they still have mass. And so when you are walking through a crowded area like a hallway or the kitchen, you would be walking through their mass and disturbing it. So they tend to pull back to areas that are not heavily trafficked so that you do not disturb their mass or their energy that they've set up in the space. So that is why they're always in basements, closets, attics, where we're not going through their mass readily. Number 4, not only clear the clutter, but stay positive. These things love to feed off of serious negative energies. If you are caught up in being very negative, if you're letting the news drag you down, if you are kind of a glass half empty person, you need to change that to glass half full, because these entities feed off of and cause you to produce negative energy so that they can feed off of that. So things that you can do, you can start with cleansing yourself of excess negative energy. And then you can work with a psychic on trying to guide you into a better process of staying more positive and leaning more towards positive energy. We can, help you out with all kinds of techniques to use to produce positive energy. And that sort of actually repels these shadow entities. So that's number 4. Number 5 is so important, and we rarely ever do it. Number 5 is calling on your protectors to protect you. You can call on God, you can call on Jesus, you can call on any of the archangels, you can call on your own spirit guides if you want to. But they are instrumental in you eliciting their help. Now, a lot of references that you're going to see will kind of label it as invoking guardian angels. Invoking kind of connotates a demand. We don't demand anything from angels or guardian spirits. We can elicit their help, which is ask for help. But we don't invoke because we're not demanding it. We are simply eliciting help from those spirits that are around us. So you need to elicit protection, number 1, and then ask your guardian angels to remove those entities from your area. So number 5 is call for protection, call for help. Number 6 is most important too. They hate light. Okay, leave a light on. Isn't that so easy? And that's something that we do for the kids when they're saying, there's something in the closet. The boogeyman's in the closet. And you see this in a lot of movies, leaving the light on. They have the coolest night lights now you've ever seen. The new ones that are selling are projected ocean wave on the ceiling. Get some kind of night light and leave a night light on to where there are very few shadows, but yet it's dim enough to where it will elicit sleep. So, yeah, nighttime protection is leaving a light on, okay? So go ahead and leave that light on, even if it is just a little bit. That can prevent you from being attacked at night. Okay, so that is number 6, leaving the light on. Here's the last one. The last one is frequency and vibration. So frequency and vibration. I hope my Instagram didn't cut off. There's a, let me see what I can do here real quick, you guys. Let's see if I can refresh. Let's see if I can refresh and get you back on Instagram. Oh, I don't think I can. Oh, well, I hope that they can catch it on YouTube. I had a call come in and it knocked my Instagram feed off. Darn. Okay, the last one is frequency and vibration. And I'm going to check to see if there are any questions before we go into that now. Everybody's feed seems to be going okay. It's a little bit spotty in Louisville. Mindy asks, like a cluster vortex for shadow people. Yes. Okay, so people are having trouble with their feed tonight. Paige is asking, are you supposed to recharge your crystals every full moon? Paige, if you're meaning when you grid your house, what I normally do, because it's a lot of work to place these crystals and create the grid, is every 6 months we take the grid down and recharge the selenite. We use selenite, recharge the selenite, and then replace them back. But when I do that, I do a full house cleansing at the same time. And it's probably because There's so much here because I do mediumship in my home office, and so there's a lot of stuff here. So I have to do a complete house cleansing once every 6 months. So Lana says she's had internet problems all day. Absolutely. I've found that today was really horrible for trying to get service, and actually this last week. Angie says don't have mirrors facing each other. Very good, Angie, and not many people know that, because what you're doing is creating a vortex or a portal for things to get in. So Lana Lorraine says she also has cinnamon on each window and door, and that is an excellent thing to do as well, Lana, because as we know, cinnamon has been used in biblical times to rid negative energy. So it's one of the oldest things that you can use besides rosemary and lemon for ridding negativity. So Melissa Begley says she's been sleeping on her side as well. Most of the time I try to do that. And then Lana says she leaves salt lamps on in each room. A salt lamp is something really, really good that you can use. Thank you, Lana, for mentioning that. As a night light, it's a nice, peaceful glow, and it provides that little bit of light that you need to dispel all the shadows. Lana, thank you so much for mentioning that. That's a great idea. Absolutely good idea. So, hey, Kimberly Preston. Hey, Arthea, Vera, Lydia, Natalie, and Lisa. Thanks for joining me. So let's go over our last thing, which is frequency and vibration. These entities hate vibration. They hate a different frequency than what they're on. They're on a negative frequency. So one of the things that we can use, now while you're doing your house cleansing, you can use cymbals, you can use drums, you can use a Tibetan singing bowl. In the cleansings that I do, I use a Tibetan singing bowl while we're doing the technique, while we're doing the cleansing, because it not only provides the sound, but it also provides a vibration. So you have frequency and vibration that travels through objects. So that's really nice, because as you know, light, if you shine a light at a wall, it's going to stop at the wall. It's going to be baffled. Part of the wall is going to absorb the light, but it's going to be stopped or baffled. If you use sound, the sound waves are going to travel through the wall. So the chance of you getting rid of what's there increases with sound and vibration. So, and since these entities feed off of vibration, they're feeding off of negative vibration or negative energy that you're producing. This is one of the best things that we can do to rid ourselves of them. And that is number 7 on how to defend yourself against shadow people. I hope you guys enjoyed this series. I really enjoyed presenting it to you all. I want to go over one thing before we close out. This month, I did the giveaway for the selenite pendulum on my Facebook page. In the next couple of days, I'm going to be posting these for the next month's giveaway. This is a raw chunk of obsidian and citrine. Let me show these to you guys here. Can you see those okay? This is what we use to remove negativity from your body. Now remember, we gather negative energy right here in the solar plexus. So we classically use black gemstone to remove that negativity, and you're going to place that over the solar plexus. But what a lot of practitioners don't do is once you remove that negative energy, okay, you've left kind of a, if you will, like a gaping area for it to recollect. So what we've been trying to do, and this has worked really, really well over the last few years, is to use something like amber or citrine to instill positive energy in the area that you've removed it from. So I'm going to give away one of these sets of remove negative energy sets, And with it is going to come the instructions on how to do that meditation and how to concentrate on removing, but then filling that area back up with positive energy. So that's going to be next month's giveaway. Look for that to be posted on my Facebook page. Go ahead and share this. Just hit that share button on your Facebook page and share this with your friends. And thanks for tuning in on Monday nights. I will see you next Monday night. And if you play Fun Friday, we'll see you Friday. So kisses from Kentucky. And I will see you next Monday night. Now I got to shut down all these feeds. And what's for dinner, David? Oh, I think he said we were going out because it's our anniversary.
We're going to the OBC kitchen.
Well, no one can hear you back in the bedroom.
We're going to the OBC kitchen.
Oh, yeah? What are you going to have at OBC kitchen?
Well, I don't know. The menu changes.
That's good.
So it'll be exciting.
Okay. See you guys later. Bye.